If you could just afford to invest in one tool as a children's author, which one should it be? That's what this video is going to be about. Hey there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. Having authored more than 50 books, both for myself as well as for my ghostwriting clients, I often get asked what tool, if any, I'm using. And I've been using what I consider to be the best tool for children's book authors, and I've been using it on a regular basis. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what exactly I use this tool for, when I use this tool, and who this tool is for, who would benefit from using it. Now, besides our own creativity and love for writing, children's book authors usually don't need many tools, right? Which is great. A few years ago, though, I gave this one tool a try, and only because I saw so many successful authors use it, even though they were authors in other genres, not children's book authors. And I am so very thankful I did, because it changed everything for me. I consider it the best tool for children's book authors. So today I wanted to share and show you how and when I use it, because the reason I find it so incredibly valuable is because I can use it throughout the entire book creation process, no matter what phase I'm in. Now, the tool I'm referring to is called Publisher Rocket. It's not a children's book specific tool, but since this is such a popular tool among writers of other genres, I often get asked if this is also usable or applicable to children's books, and I'm happy to report that it is. Rocket's official tagline is "Sell more books and ebooks on Amazon." But I think this tagline doesn't really do this tool justice, because it doesn't fully bring across how much it can help you shape your book. So let me show you how exactly Publisher Rocket helps me with all of my books. The reason I believe this to be the best tool for children's book authors is because I truly make use of this throughout the entire book creation process. I use it before I start writing a new book. I use it before I publish a new book, and then again after the book has already been published. So let me illustrate how I use this tool for each of these three stages. So the first use is before my writing. You know, I absolutely love my passion projects, but I wouldn't want to write something that wouldn't find or attract any readers, right? So if I already have a certain topic or idea for my children's book in mind, I can use Rocket to validate it by checking how it is performing on Amazon. Here I can validate the topic or idea by either checking how a keyword is performing with Rocket's keyword analyzer, or I can look at how other similar books are performing by using Rocket's competition analyzer. Now, if I'm not quite sure what topic to write about, I can also use Rocket's features to reverse engineer and see what is already performing well within the market, and then adjust, tweak, and shape my book accordingly. Rocket's competition analyzer is fantastic for this type of research. For example, if I know that books about unicorns are selling really well, I may consider making my book's main character a unicorn instead of an elephant. So that's how I can use Rocket before I even begin writing. Now let's look at how we can use Rocket before we are publishing our children's book. As you may know from my book, How to Self-Publish a Children's Book, I am such a big believer in thinking about marketing even before our children's book has been completed and published, right? Smart and savvy authors keep marketing in mind throughout the entire creation process. So this is where Rocket's keyword and category features come into play, because I can use these to find keywords for my title, keywords for my subtitle, keywords I can use in my book description, as well as the best fitting categories. Whenever I share how I go about my own children's book adventures, and also during my one-on-one feedback sessions, I emphasize how very important it is to use keywords and key phrases in a book's title and subtitle to help potential readers find our precious books. But how exactly do I find my keywords, and how will I know whether they are good good keywords. And that's where, again, Rocket's keyword feature helps us out. Not only does it help me find new keywords that I may have never thought of on my own, but it also tells me exactly how often a particular keyword has been used in Amazon's search bar, as well as how profitable this keyword may be and how competitive it is. Now, for many aspiring children's book authors, working with keywords is a fairly new concept, right? And that's why I find this tool so invaluable, because it provides me with information I otherwise wouldn't have. Without Rocket, the keywords I choose would be pretty much a hit or miss scenario. Now, let's look at how this tool helps me with my category selection. Amazon actually has more than 19,000 book and ebook categories, and that's where Rocket's category feature helps me in 3 amazing ways. First of all, it helps me find fitting categories based on my entered search terms. It also tells me all the categories other competing or similar books are using, which I think is huge. And thirdly, it tells me exactly how many books I will need to sell in order to rank among the first 10 books in any given category. So if I believe I can't beat a category number of book sales in order to rank among the first 10 books, I often decide to move on to find another category, because if my book doesn't show up on the first page of my chosen category, my book may never get a chance to be seen, because many buyers usually don't click through more than 1 or 2 search result pages, right? Okay, now let's look at how we can use Rocket after we have published our children's book. Now, you may be wondering if this tool is still helpful if you've already published your book. And the short answer to this question is yes, because here we can use Rocket to check and adjust our current categories. We can use it to check and adjust our current keywords. And this is more for the advanced authors. Rocket can help us with the creation of Amazon book ads. Now, most children's authors actually think that once they have selected their categories and their keywords, that they are all set forevermore, right? But did you know that we can actually always change, tweak, and adjust our previously chosen categories and keywords? And that's why Rocket is still super valuable even after we've already published our book. I won't go into too much detail about Amazon's book ads here. Just know that this is an additional and advanced option Rocket is very useful for as well. And if you're interested in learning more about how to create Amazon ads, I have found the perfect little AMS course for you that is absolutely free, and I've added the link to it below. So really, no matter where you're currently at in your book creation process, Rocket will be extremely useful. Now, you may be wondering who this tool is for, right? Is this tool useful for brand spanking new children's authors, or just for those that are a bit more experienced? Who would benefit from using Rocket? So here's what I believe. If you're planning to write more than one book, then I would definitely recommend this tool, mainly because the keyword and category setup can be so very time consuming, with lots and lots of uncertainty as to whether or not certain keywords or categories are performing well. And instead of changing my keywords and categories and waiting to see if my book sales are increasing or decreasing, I simply check with Rocket how these are performing beforehand. If you're planning to run Amazon book ads, then this will be such an incredible time saver as well. Rocket also always comes out with keywords and key phrases I would have never thought of on my own. But what if this is your very first children's book? Would you still benefit, and should you still invest in this tool? My thoughts here are that Rocket comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can check it out and see what you think. I personally believe you'll find it so incredibly helpful, as it'll save you so much time, which can then be used to write your next beautiful children's book. More importantly, though, it will help you find the best performing and most beneficial keywords and categories for your children's book. Now, if you're anything like me, then your children's book is most likely a passion project for you. But that doesn't mean we can't infuse it with something that we know is performing well on Amazon, right? If you have gone through my Finding My Story Idea videos, then you already know about my secret sauce formula that helps you make your book both both intriguing and relevant to our little readers. And while this formula in and of itself is powerful in helping you with your story creation, it gains this extra creative input by using Publisher Rocket because it is a resource that is based on actual data collected from actual book buyers. So again, just like I said in the beginning of this video, we children's authors don't really need any tools. So if you want to invest in just one author tool, then this should be the one, because I truly believe in its incredible usefulness wherever we are in our writing process. To me, it truly is the best tool for children's book authors. So if down the road you should decide to get your very own Rocket, let me know. I'd love to celebrate your successes through this incredible tool with you. I hope you found this video really helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. Bye.